you will first draw the diagram, draw a large one, to reflect the golden rule. Okay? And for simplicity, now you can assume GA to be 0. Because you don't want to waste time on drawing the cap. You know it's tedious to even draw the basic diagram. So a quick recap, draw the production function as high as possible. Find the slope to the curve, MPK. Draw it somewhere in the middle. Okay, bring it down. That's your KGR. Shift this MPK parallel to your 0 axis. That's your point A. And then draw in your savings curve. So you call it SGR. So start off with drawing the golden rule first. Right? So the question again is reaching. Reaching means can go from this direction or can go from the right. That's the meaning of reaching. So, okay, you could see, you can put in a combined diagram, but examiner actually don't require that. You can draw separate diagrams, but just to show you. Alright? If you are on the left, you are at K star 1. You are not at golden rule, but you are at steady state. Then you know, based on this diagram, you should have, right, a savings curve that is here, S1FK. Okay, so from planning the answer, you could see if you are at K star 1, which is lesser than KGR, you should need to increase your savings rate, right, to reach your KGR. So from there, you can see from your diagram. Okay, if you are at K star 1, you can call this point A prime, this point B prime. So in the short run, okay, you can see if savings rate were to go up, consumption will drop. Initially, the distance was A prime, B prime, this big gap. But if savings rate goes up, it will drop to, okay, from A prime, B prime to D, B prime. So as you sketch, you already got your answer. So consumption will drop, okay, and this is in short run, because you are still at K star 1. But you know, right, consumption will increase to reach maximum. Okay, and that is in long run. Right? So in this case, the statement up to here is true. Right? To reach the golden rule, you necessarily requires a short-term sacrifice of consumption. It has to drop. Okay, to gain a long-term, permanent higher consumption. Because you know at KGR, consumption will reach maximum. Okay, but you could see, because you plan your answer with a sketch of the curve, you know there's another side of the coin, that you are not at K star 1, instead you could be here. So let me just bring the line up to show you, you could be at K star 2. Okay, so you put there, however. So this is an assumption you make, right, that you are on the left. But now you could be on the right. Okay, you could be at K star 2 more than KGR. Example, China. So although the question really wants to talk about consumption, but I'm always ready to feed the examiner with real-world example. Alright, so if you are at K star 2, you can see you have to draw in another curve. Alright, so K star 2 touching the cost curve up here. Let's call this, say, point E. There must be a higher savings curve as is S2 and K. Therefore, your savings rate, you have to go leftwards, must drop. So if you draw a large diagram and you are clear where is your KGR and you read the question, the keyword is reaching, you will get your answer. Right? And not just try and see how. Some of you, when you do true or false question, you have this approach. I try and see how. You don't have time to try and see how. Alright? Then I would say, don't bother to try already. Do another topic already. You must be very confident. Okay? Alright? So in this case, you could see, if you are at K star 2, therefore, you need to reduce savings. Therefore, consumption will increase in short run. You go back and try out yourself. And also reach maximum in long run. So in other words, consumption increase and continue to increase. And therefore, okay, up to now, the statement is false. So what was your conclusion? Alright, whether C increase or decrease in short run? The answer was depends. Alright, where is initial K star? So we don't really have a full EPICS to discuss. We tend to have EP and I only. Right? Okay? Because answer was quite straightforward. So there is a E, you explain with your diagram. How consumption can drop, how consumption can increase. Right? So you have your E and your P. What was your assumption? You assume that, right, initially K star was lesser. Now you assume K star was larger. So there's really nothing about challenging assumption. You don't need to go and say, oh, the cost curve will shift. No need. Because focus is on consumption. So you just need to say the answer. Whether C increase or decrease in short run depends. That's why exam answer must always contain two words, however and depends. There's never one time you write conclusion one. If you ever write the word conclusion in your answer, something went wrong with it. Right? Every answer is how it depends on your assumption. So it depends where is your initial case. So if you compare question 3 and 4, right, the question looks the same. Both are on consumption. But the approach to question with very good planning and understanding the question shows the answer looks different. You see? So you cannot look at the word consumption, jump into the river, try to swim. No, you get drowned. Right? But rather, study the situation, plan accordingly, and it will guide you to the answer. Okay? So in summary, questions that is on consumption on Solow's model is actually not difficult. It's quite straightforward, except when it is golden rule, you just need to be more careful in drawing. Examiner will check the parallel lines, and you must be large diagram. Then you can contain whatever curve you want inside. Then you don't waste time drawing two diagrams. You see, the rule of thumb is you always draw